Let's look at the Toben UDS033C. Yes, I know, that name rolls right off the tongue. This is more than just a quad display extension for your PC or Mac. This is a simple box that turns my laptop into a full 4K quad display productivity and gaming rig. But is this one of my new top 5 gadgets? A quad display docking extension should be enough on its own to get me a little bit excited, but when it also boasts 18 different in and out from high-speed USB A and C, Ethernet, right down to SD card readers, all from a single Thunderbolt connection, well, that gets me and my very aging MacBook more than a little excited. So let's first of all have a look at what we get inside the box, and in truth it's pretty simple in there. We've got the USB C to C cable for connecting to the computer's Thunderbolt output, the power cable, which annoyingly is just a US plug. I'm gonna let it go, it's fine, I'll let it go, the power adapter, and the dock itself, the box itself, with all the in and out epicness you could ever want. And here's where you get the first indication of the quality of this thing. This box of in and out goodness feels incredibly well made. A metal chassis with all of the in and out really beautifully machined. The buttons feel tactile and responsive. The actual ports themselves are well machined. I know this sounds like really superficial things to talk about, but when you've seen your fair share of gadgets in your life, you'll know that some of them have their corners cut in these places, and that's not the case here. And also, seeing the huge amount of in and out outputs and options you have with the Toben one, that gets me a little excited for what I'm actually going to do with this, but more on that a little bit later on. If you're looking for something smart that just sits on your desk and tidies up the cable madness that we have with the dongles of old, then this might be a great option. If you also want that one cable functionality for pure hybrid functionality of your laptop with big screens and with outputs and all the rest of it, then this is perfect for those situations. It's simply complicated in the best way possible and is incredibly well put together. So what can I actually do? Let's look at the specs here, and the headlines obviously is going to be that quad 4K display output, and let's focus on that to start. That is both true and not. If you're using PC, then yes, you can take full advantage of 4K outputs at up to 60 Hz. If you're using Mac OS X, then sadly you can't. You can only use 3 HDMI outputs of the 4 HDMI 2.0s that are available. And the outputs, yes, can technically go up to 60 Hz, as I say, 4K 60, but obviously that depends a lot on what device you've actually connected to this with that Thunderbolt connection. And in some situations, we may see this bump all the way down to 30 Hz. So gamers beware. You can of course also connect one 8K output, which is kind of mental. You get 8K 30 Hz output, so if you want to watch some movies on a big screen, then that is your option right there. There's also a huge amount of inputs and outputs, and this is where for me this gets actually really exciting. On the front you have 3 USB-A 3.2 ports, 2 USB-C 3.0, and these can also provide 18 watts power delivery. You've got one SD and micro SD and TF card slot on the front, a 3.5mm audio output. And on the back, it carries on with its in and out madness. You have HDMI 1 and 2 with resolutions up to 4K at 60 Hz, and these 2 ports are driver based. The other 2 HDMI ports are plug and play. The HDMI 3, that is, which is again is 4K at 60 Hz, and then HDMI 4, which is the one you want to use if you want to take advantage of the 8K 30 Hz options. Again, that one can be plug and play too. There's 2 USB-A 3.0s on the back and 1 USB-C 3.0 on the back as well. Both of those have speeds up to 5 gigabits per second. You've got your LAN port, which is a gigabit Ethernet port, the DC port, which provides the 20 volts, 6 amps, 120 watts input, and the connection to the laptop, which also can provide up to 100 watts of power charging through that USB-C cable, on top of all of the other in and outs that's there available as well. So when I was getting ready to use this and unboxing this device, a light bulb moment went off for me. What if I could use this to connect to my PC handheld? I've recently got the Asus ROG Ally X, which is, though you don't know, is a PC device that is handheld. It runs Windows 11, primarily made for gaming, but it is ostensibly just a PC in your hands. What if I could use this to create some kind of hybrid docking system so I could have the ultimate powerhouse of hybrid handheld and desktop gaming that would make the Switch 2 blush. Well, that's how I decided to using this. I turned my Asus ROG Ally X into the ultimate hybrid console with this Tobin 1 dock. I will say there was a little bit of friction in setting this up, but once I kind of consulted the manual that's online, I did manage to dig my way through it. You do have to update the display link drivers in Windows 11 to get this to work properly, but once you do, bam! There you have it. I now have the ultimate hybrid system where I can connect my Asus ROG Ally X on my desk with a controller and a gaming monitor, and then when I'm done I can just unplug that Thunderbolt port and walk away like it's a Switch, but way more powerful and with all the awesomeness of Windows 11. I know in truth that is totally overkill for what this thing is designed for, but having all that potential in and out, hooked up to a gaming monitor with my ROG Ally X and all the functionality that now extends, is really exciting. It now turns that little handheld device into a super portable laptop gaming device. If you follow me, suddenly I can actually utilize its kind of Windows PC base for more, I don't know, more work-based stuff if I wanted to, watching films, all of the stuff that you do on your PC, but now I have it in my little handheld gaming device as well. It's really cool. Obviously, what this thing is not designed for, this is going to be perfect for those people that have got laptops that want to be working on the go. And really, that does show. I'm not using this to its fullest, but I have had a lot of fun with it. In truth, it's going to be best if you are someone that is using a MacBook or a laptop and wants that kind of ease of use to be able to have a one cable setup, connect to some big screens and some different peripherals in and out, maybe wired Ethernet connections as well, and then with just one cable can unplug it and go again and have my kind of mobile experience with my laptop. For you people, this is perfect. It cleans up the clutter from your desk. It gets rid of those awful dongles of old and has something way more capable, way more powerful, with way more potential. Truly, it is an exciting little thing to use that I wasn't expecting to be as good as it was. But is the Tobin UDS033C one of our new top 5 gadgets? Its name certainly isn't, but is it one of our new top 5 gadgets? Well, let us know what you think down in the comments down below. And whilst you're down there, make sure you like this video, subscribe for more top 5 gadgets, and I will see you next time.